playoffs. And I swear if the Oilers keep doing what they're doing, which is being somewhat good now, and they move on, I'm going to be a little upset because this stuff right here, which I'm leaving on for the Oilers, I've kind of changed my mind on a couple things. I am going to follow the playoffs the rest of the way. Kind of. We'll see. However, I am definitely bandwagoning with the Oilers, even though I've got a Sharks jersey on, but it doesn't matter because they're not in the playoffs. But you've got this whole tradition with the whole playoff beard stuff, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm okay with a bit of a beard, but it's not much, but it's more than I'm used to, and it's driving me insane. What that means is the Oilers are winning the cup this year. That said, let's get the important stuff out of the way. There were 4 scrums and half a fight between the two 91s, which I'm counting as half a fight because the gloves weren't dropped, but it was enough of a fight that I'm counting it because I want at least some sort of a fight in this series. I predicted a whole lot more violence than this. There's been violence. It's just been this guy hits that guy and then nothing comes of it. In this game, goaltenders were being run into and nothing would come of it. And it was driving me nuts that nothing was coming of it because what's the biggest rule in hockey? Other than, the generic playing the game, score on the net and all that rule of win the game. Don't touch the goaltender! And everyone was touching the goaltender and nothing came of it. I even predicted this should be a very, very brutal game. It was not. It was very much not. So let's get into it. First period. I get my false hopes up when there's a scrum within the first 5 minutes of the game. And I'm like, oh, this will be a very brutal game. This will be a game where everyone hates each other and everyone's going to be punching all over the place. And then it got boring for the rest of the period. Kind of. Got boring where the violent stuff is concerned. Vancouver gets a chance on an open net as Skinner kind of over-adjusted just a bit. And the Canucks player that held the puck just held the puck. Looked for his options. There's a wide open net in front of him. Held the puck. And Skinner got back. And nothing came of it. It's safe to say that I think the Canucks kind of fell apart in this game. That said, Holloway gets the opening goal. Breakout pass from Draisaitl lands on Holloway's tape. And he just sneaks through the defense of the Canucks to have a small breakaway at Shilov's. And yes, it's Shilov's in this game. I thought that there was a possibility that Demko was coming back. Apparently not. Shilov's is up against a rushing Holloway, and Holloway slips the puck through and into the back of the net. And then Skinner gives up a goal. Luckily, this is the only goal for the Canucks in this game. Not so luckily, it was a very, very bad goal for the Oilers to allow. Skinner does his job well. There's a bit of a double tap where the rebound was kind of forced, and that's how the goal went in. Skinner did what he could do. There was Nurse, who was standing in front of the net, and he does this thing where he rolls into where an opening would be, which is the side of which the goal went into. He rolled in such a way that when the puck went into the back of the net, Nurse was standing probably a good 3 feet away from where he probably should have been. In related news, the traffic in Stony Plain is messed up. We all know who to blame. And then we end the period with a possible buzzer beater. Bouchard lets his signature boost bomb into the back of the net. Shilovs doesn't stop it, but that's because McDavid was pushed, and I'm saying pushed, into Shilovs. The coach didn't challenge it, so there was no point for the refs to review anything. I'm just a fan. I don't play the game. I watch the game, and I go based on what I see historically with the refs and this whole situation with the rules and stuff. It looked to me like McDavid was pushed, and that should have been a goal. But it was honestly, I say that, but it was way too close to tell. So it's kind of a toss-up as to what was going to happen. Anyway, no goal on that. We get to the second period, where McDavid's got the puck and he's rushing down. He's almost past the goal line, but he kicks the puck back, and standing in the slot is Zach Hyman. The puck hits his skate, he transfers it to the stick, and he rips it at Shilovs. Shilovs gets a little piece of it, pinching with his arm, but it wasn't enough. The puck kind of changes trajectory, it lofts up a bit, and it dives right into the back of the net. And then, getting his revenge, the boost bomb returns. Bouchard's got the puck at the point, his office, where his signature goals come from, and he lets it fly, uninterrupted, into the back of the net. Canucks go down 2 men on a 5-on-3 advantage for the Oilers. Nothing comes of it. And then the Oilers go down. It's a 5-on-3 for the Canucks, and the Canucks can't do anything with it. And I don't know whether to count that towards the penalty kills of each team or how bad the power plays were of each team. That bleeds us into the third period because the Oilers' kill ended up bleeding into that third period. Nuge gets a pass from McDavid. He takes the puck and he slides it in the 5-hole. And by he, I mean Nugent Hopkins. McDavid had the assist. Draisaitl set up in the face-off circle. Behind him is Kane. This is to the right of Shilov's. Draisaitl wins the draw clean. It goes back to Evander Kane, who quickly adjusts his sights, takes a shot at the screened Shilov's, and it goes into the back of the net. That brings us to 5-1, which is how the game will end. And now we go on Monday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or Mountain Daylight Time, whatever time we're on now, I don't know. We go for a Game 7. And to sum this whole series, including Game 7 that hasn't even happened yet, to sum it all up, is this image right here. It's beef. It's what it is. This is the battle for the Canadian Cup, the unofficial Canadian Cup. This is to see who will represent Canada in the Final Four. And there's going to be beef because the next game is do or die. And if you go on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, and you take a look through Oilers Twitter or Canucks Twitter, and you read through that, the beef's there. It's very, very clear that these two teams do not like each other. And I'm here for it. I love it. I'm the middleman here. I could go either way. As far as I'm concerned, someone just bring Canada the cup, because why not? Why not make this entire year that much weirder? And that's it. That's all I got for this one. I'm going to save my voice for Game 7, so I'm going to end it here. In the meantime, stay howling. Go Farmer Yotes. If you liked what you saw, you can hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more of this, because there's a good chance, I'm changing my mind a little bit on this, but there's a good chance that I'll be covering the rest of the playoffs. So if you want to keep in tabs with that, hit the subscribe button. Share this with your friends. I'll be back.